Hello everyone, welcome back to the 20 Dolph channel, and this is the 2016 Mini Cooper S. And what I'm going to be doing in this video is doing a complete overview of this car, so driving it, what's under the bonnet, everything else about this car you're going to see in this video. So let's get into it. Let's start off at the front of the Mini Cooper S, and I feel like this is kind of the era where they, started to heavily improve the Mini Cooper. So the front end, it's a bit blobby. I actually really like it. You've got some 911, 992 style headlights, which is actually really cool. They do look very similar to the Porsche headlights, which is pretty humorous. Other than that though, of course, you got your S designation on the grille here. Moving down, you do have these lower duct things, down the bottom there. So yes, that is that. And you've got your fog lights there and there too. Moving up, of course, you got the Mini badge. The stripes on this particular spec, which is of course a very iconic Mini thing, and then a little fake duct just there, which is pretty funny, just on the bonnet. Lots of curves. It's obviously distinctively a Mini, unmistakably, so that is a good thing. I don't mind the front end. I think the front end is actually quite a nice thing to look at. Moving around to the side of the Mini Cooper S, it has a little S badge right there, in case you didn't see it. So yes, that is right there, as well as your little indicator as well, which sits and lives there too. Of course, very curvy, very Mini-like. The white roof as well contrasts very nicely against the black paint. This car is, of course, optioned with a sunroof, which is very cool because I think it's the only hot hatch or like hatchback I've ever heard of with having like dual sunroof, like a full panoramic sunroof. Usually they're just kind of split there. So it's very cool to see that. Because yeah, come to think of it, I don't actually recall another hatchback I've seen with a full panoramic sunroof. So that is very cool. Little radio antenna at the back there. Yeah, side of the car, very clean, very crisp. Quite like it. It's just nice. And the door handles as well, they feel and look very nice. So yeah, side of the car, very nice. Moving down to the wheels on this particular car, it is optioned with the John Cooper Works package. I think it's a whole package. So we are running some 18-inch John Cooper Works wheels, and I think they actually look really good. I love the dual tone design. 5-spoke wheels. They are very nice wheels. Sitting behind it are some pretty decent brakes too. Of course, this car is wrapped in Michelin Pilot Sport 5s, so very grippy tyres. It is also lowered slightly with the John Cooper Works package, so that you do actually get a bit of wheel scrub going around corners sometimes, which is interesting from a factory car. I mean, look at the rear, like that is like near perfect fitment from factory. That is beautiful to see. Moving around to the rear of the Mini Cooper S, I love the Union Jack taillights. It's always been a personal favourite touch of mine with this generation of Mini. So yeah, some people love them, some people hate them. I love them. I think they're unique. Although it is essentially a German car underneath, it is nice to know that they are paying attention to small little details, which is very cool. You've got a tiny little wiper at the back there. The rest of it, obviously very distinctive Mini. You've got your very distinct central dual exhaust system down there, which actually sounds really cool when you put it in sport mode. It has little pops and burbles as well, which is very cool. You got parking sensors too, but we'll give it a start up. I'll give it a couple revs and you can let me know what you think of it. So you either love it or you hate it. I think it actually sounds pretty alright for a standard exhaust. I've also noticed, just looking at it as well, we've got mode spacers on this thing. I didn't even realise it had spacers, but there you go. That probably explains why the fitment's so tight, and probably also why it scrubs. So yeah, I'm glad we deduced that. Let's go check out what's under the bonnet. So under the bonnet of the Mini Cooper, you will find the 2-litre 4-cylinder turbo, the B48 motor. So this is the BMW motor at heart. It is a BMW motor. They use this motor in I think it's the X1 and a couple of other entry-level BMWs. Yeah, they're actually relatively powerful. So it's got 141 kilowatts and 280 newton meters of torque, which is actually not bad at all. It's very zippy, is a good way to describe it. I know I sound like a absolute I sound like a very, very old person by saying that, but it is a zippy little car. So there you go. These engines, they can and probably will have problems. I've heard the timing chains tend to stretch, and the guides, like, they've got the same issue that a lot of Volkswagens have with the timing chains. So something to bear in mind. Also, the valve cover gaskets apparently leak very often on these two. Those are the main two issues that come to mind. Other than that, I think they're relatively fine, but don't quote me on that. This is just from what I've heard. I also really like how the bonnet's like shaped around the headlights. Like it's this whole kind of like clamshell kind of design, which is pretty cool. But yeah, it's a very, very neatly tucked away engine. I can imagine working on one of these is going to be an absolute pain, but it's not my problem. So that's beautiful. Let's go check out the interior. Stepping into the interior of the Mini Cooper, we do have puddle lights, which you may or may not be able to, oh, there you go. Kind of see it there. So that's pretty cool. Mini Cooper S badging on the scuff plate there. But if we step on inside, you're greeted with this lovely, very lovely leather steering wheel here, with perforations on the inside of the wheel, which is very cool. This is the John Cooper Works wheel, so this would come with the John Cooper Works package, I presume. It's a very, very nice feeling steering wheel. I wouldn't say it's the prettiest looking steering wheel, but it functions. It's a circle. It's a round circle with buttons on it, and it works. So that is good. That is very, very good. You got your little paddle shifters here as well, which is very, very nice. They feel actually very pleasant to use. You do have BMW switch gear, so it does have the annoying like indicator thing where it doesn't actually stay where you put it. It just goes down, and I find that incredibly infuriating. So why BMW? Yeah, other than that, you got your little display up there. So if we can take a look at that by switching on the ignition. There you go. You got a digital fuel readout, little trip computer thing there. The tachometer's on the left. So the rev counter's on the left. The actual the speedo's in the middle. So there you go. So that is all that pretty much. Yeah, it's a fairly simple interior. Very unique interior. I love the ambient lighting. I've got it on like a cycle mode. It's very, very amusing. But there you go. There's the ambient lighting. You have this little design bit behind as well that kind of flows across the dash. Don't really notice it. It's there. It exists. Yeah. You got the Harman Kardon sound system as well, which I will probably say it's the best sound system I've heard in a hatchback before, to be honest. It's a very, very decent sound system, and I've heavily enjoyed it. So that is quite good. Door handles are in a quirky little design, which is cool. I actually quite like it. Yeah, you got your plastic piano black trim. Everything's soft touch as well, which is nice. The build quality, it feels sturdy. I love the window switches as well. They feel nice and premium. So that is all nice. The center display here, the actual infotainment unit is pretty much just a reskinned BMW iDrive system. So that all works actually very, very well because it was designed by Germans. So there we go. They literally, why do manufacturers do this? They feel the need to copy Volkswagen with their stupidest thing yet, which is the rotating volume dial, which also has the power button thing, and it annoys me if it's not. I know it sounds so autistic, but there you go. We'll ignore that. You've also got these little ambient lighting strips that go around. It matches the car's ambient lighting. It's very nice. It's very, very nice. So that is about that for that. We've got this like semi-digital climate control system there too. Heated seats at the front, which is cool. I love the start-stop button, how it's like a little switch. It's cool. I like it. Auto start, stop, and traction control buttons are there too. You've got 2 little cup holders down here too. This is a 6-speed dual clutch. So something I've heard is apparently the mechatronics units, even very early on in the car's life, can have issues. So very similar to Volkswagen's DQ250 and other dual clutch transmissions where they do have issues with the mechatronics unit. So that is just something to bear in mind. Other than that, very, very good transmission, shifts very quickly. It even has little dual clutch farts as well, which is pretty fun. You do have your driving mode selection here, so you can have it like sport, normal, or green, which is very interesting. This panel here, it's like pretty much ripped out of a BMW, same as everything else along here. It looks like it's just been ripped out of a BMW. This is how you control the infotainment. It works fine. It's not the most amazing thing in the world, but it gets the job done. So there you go. A handbrake is located here, feels quite nice. You got this center armrest here, which is annoying. Snap-in adapter. Oh, how good. What is this? Snap-in adapter. Oh, so you can so you put your phone in there. Interesting. We will leave that. It's annoying because I can't get it as low as I want, and then to stow it away, my bloody arm hits it. I really hate that design. It's too high, and then yeah, I don't know. Fix it, Mini. I'm not impressed. Moving around to the seats, so they're actually very, very simple looking seats. You do have a bit of a design pattern going on there, but apart from that, they are very, very basic looking seats. They do hug you quite nicely. The bolstering isn't too intense, so to say, but it's just enough so if you're kind of cornering and stuff, you're not going to fly out of the seat, which is exactly what we like to see. If anything, they're on a firmer side of seats, and I can't figure out for the life of me how to adjust the lumbar support, and it's really... Oh, actually, I lie. That would be how you do it there. Hooray! Yeah, no, but they are very firm. This car only has 46,000 kilometers on it, so that's probably why. They've probably not been used enough for the cushioning to actually kind of soften up a bit, so that's most likely due to the car pretty much staying so immaculate, and it is a very, very immaculate example. So this is very good. In terms of rear seats, I mean, with my driving position, unless you've got no legs, you're not fitting in the back there. But yes, there is space there should you be a normal person, and yeah, so people can fit back there, which is all well and good. So anyway, I think that about covers everything about this car, so let's go ahead and take it on a drive. So here we are in the Mini Cooper S. It is a very, very chilly morning, so don't ask why I'm in shorts, but this is okay. We will get this review underway. So let's start it up. It likes to make random noises, but we'll excuse it because it's a Mini. So there we go. Okay, let's pop it into drive and start driving this vehicle. So we'll start it up just in normal mode here. Obviously it does only have 46,000 Ks on it. Road noise, there's a bit of it. There is a small rattle coming from somewhere too, which I've actually just noticed. But this is okay. Other than that, there are no kind of like squeaks as you're driving along, apart from that weird little rattle, which is it's fine. We'll excuse it for the time being. Yeah, first little corner here, even just in regular normal driving mode, it handles the corner very, very nicely. It just feels nimble. It's a very, very nimble, and you can tell it's set up to be sporty, because even just in normal driving mode it does feel very dynamic. I mean, we're not going to keep it in normal mode for very long. It's funny, when you put it into sport mode it goes maximum go-kart feel. It says that on the display. So there you go. I won't send it too hard. Just give it a little something. You also get these cool little flutter noises from the turbo. It kind of goes. It's quite a lot of fun actually. It makes some very funny noises. send it too hard. It is my aunt and uncle's car, so I won't abuse it. And you get the little pops and crackles as well. They're a bit hard to hear, but they do exist. It is a very, very fun little car to drive. I can't lie. It is quite a lot of fun. It's a very, very fun format. Like obviously to put it in sport mode, the steering kind of sharpens up a little bit. The suspension gets a little harder. It feels like it's ready to go, and it's not short on power. I mean, you can. I'm sure there are many companies that would offer tuning for these. You could squeeze a little more power out of it. To be honest, it's actually very well set up from factory. There's, if I was buying this for myself, there is not very much I would do to it to make it drive how I want it to drive. It's very well set up from factory, so this is a very, very good thing. Mini, coming up to a couple of corners here. Of course, we are running our Pilot Sport 5s on this car. It obviously, it's kind of, it handles everything very, very nicely. This is a very bumpy road, so. But yeah, no, corners beautifully, very, very nice and planted. Steering feel, I mean, you can feel a little bit of the road, not much though. It's fine though, it's manageable. There is a lot of weight to the wheel, so that's a good thing. But yeah, no, car drives very, very nicely, very, very nicely. Corners beautifully. Long story short, I went ahead and acquired this car for my aunt and uncle who live up in Brisbane. And I'm driving the car from Sydney to Brisbane today. So that is why I am up so bright and early to film this review just before I head up to Brisbane and drop the car off for them. And I think they're going to love it. I well and truly do. It's a very, very fun little car. It's much more enjoyable to drive, in my opinion, than their existing Jeeps. So this is good. This is good. But overall, what am I? How am I feeling about the Mini? To be honest, I really like it. I mean, this is the first time I've really spent proper time behind the wheel of a Mini. I remember a friend of mine had like an early 2000s Mini Cooper S with like a supercharged one. That was also a very, very fun car. This is a very, very fun car too. It feels like the driving dynamics are still very much there. It's still a very, very fun car to drive. Although the image kind of perceives you as a bit of a white girl, so yeah. Yeah, look, it's a fun car at the end of the day. Like, who really cares? But yeah, it is usually white girls who go ahead and buy these. So there you go. No, very, very nice car though. I'm very, very impressed. It's got a very BMW kind of feel to it, which I like. But also in the right areas, it still feels like a very non-German kind of car in terms of driving enjoyment. So take that as you will. I hope you understand what I mean when I say that. But yeah, overall, I really, really like it. It's actually a very, very fun car to drive. I love the little turbo noises it makes too. I love the little pops and bangs. It all adds to create a very, very nice driving experience. So I quite like that. But yeah, I think that pretty much concludes my little review of the good old Mini here. So thank you very much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.